would love that, Marcus.
I mean,
yes, you would.
You'd think I would have. Hire headquarters. He had loaned it to hire headquarters for further study. Why?
These are the Air Force.
This is Army. This is before the Air Force.
They still got planes. They're right next to the goddamn Air Force. And they're just being like, they know what it is. If they thought it was going to be a weather balloon, the first thing you'd say is a weather balloon. You'd just be like, oh, it's a fucking balloon.
I mean, maybe
it's made out of liquid metal. And no one wants to talk about that it's fucking Colossus shit.
Is it possible?
Out in the middle of a debris
They just got the verbiage wrong, though, and they're like, maybe we shouldn't have called it a flying saucer.
No, flying saucers very obviously.
Yeah, but maybe they just weren't. Maybe they didn't really understand the phenomenon that was happening.
It was not a goddamn balloon.
No, it definitely wasn't a balloon. But it's so weird that they would actually say flying. So I almost think that it was someone like sarcastic. Someone accidentally.
Yeah, it's a flying saucer.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and put out a press release and tell them that it's a flying saucer?
And that
Gee
gets
Willikers, Mr. Marcel, I'll get right to the papers and do it. They're going to be way interested in this story. Aliens are everywhere.
Now, as far as the bodies go, allegedly, Glenn Dennis, a young mortician on duty at Ballard Funeral Home in Roswell, received a number of calls from the Roswell AAF mortuary officer asking about the availability of small caskets. The second call Dennis got was concerning various chemicals and what effects they would have on the blood and tissue of the deceased body, and also what procedures should be done for preparing a body that has been exposed to the elements. And when you hear the details of what the crash scene was actually like, according to some people, you'll understand exactly why the base mortuary officer was at a bit of a loss.
Well, yeah, you literally have 5 tiny people that are all mashed up in different ways, and the first thing, you get a call from an Army officer. It's like, hey, yes, this is Colonel Bubba Duck. I'm not making up a name, but let's say I'm making up a name. Can I get 5 children's coffins over to this field right now?
It seems like if aliens land, do we have to give them a human funeral?
No, this is one of those weird, New Mexico things that they threw in there, being like, well, the government wanted to make sure they got a
What's happening?
Well, they wanted it. They needed to transport them somehow, and they thought it would be easier to transport them if they're transporting children's coffins.
Yeah,
that looks good for the government to just have a bunch of children's coffins lying around.
Well, because the problem is that no one really wants you to fork one open and see what's inside, you know, because then you have to deal with all the, my son's still alive.
Oh yeah. I will say, if you have lost a loved one recently, and you're in a coffin, just check it out. They might
always
be alive.
check. I will say this:
you never know.
When I die, and if I decide to be buried in a coffin, I'm now saying this on the radio, so you are legally bound to it. Once every 5 years, you are to dig open my grave, open up the coffin, and make sure I'm still inside.
I feel like you're just going to haunt all of us. Every 5 years, we're going to get together.
That's a part of
it. It's going to be like, I know what you did last summer, and it's going to be terrifying.
Hey, you know what time it is? It's 5 years coming up.
Oh,
gotta go. I'll get the shovels.
Yep, I'm just
still dead.
Just me smiling, but not have decomposed at all.
His nails are still growing.
Dr. Lejeune Foster, a renowned expert of spinal cord surgery and a former undercover FBI agent during World War II, was brought in to study the nervous systems of the mysterious creatures.
I don't know what these are, but they're fucked up.
That's your professional,
Yeah, I'm a doctor. I've been a doctor for years. I'm an expert in spinal cord injuries and the nature of the human body, and all of these things are fucked to shit, and they give me the creepy weepies, and I'm about to shit my pussy.
Okay, they're fucked up. They're fucked as shit. They give you the creepy jeepies, and you're about to shit your pussy.
I gotta get out of here.
You stand by those
I just want to be done.
to draw a lot of attention to it.
Because all their fathers were butchers. That was the only job that they could have gotten.
So much butcher paper everywhere. Everybody had the roll in their house.
No, Marcel goes to the General Raby's office. He hands Raby.
Shaped man in existence.
Oh, a personal hero of mine as well. Now, the Roswell incident was published 2 years later, and the rest is history.
Now, this is Stanton Friedman's Stairway to Heaven. Now, he has been cobbling together information about Roswell up until this point, left and right. This is before MJ-12 papers. This is him investigating the idea, because remember the brief history we've done about Stanton Friedman is that he was a nuclear physicist. He had various security clearances and had heard bits and pieces about UFO stuff, and because he was a nerd, he was...
With him.
I could see it in her eyes.
She just said that he wasn't terrible.
You can know when someone's had sex with Stanton Friedman if their eyes can go wall-eyed independently. You know, like...
She did have a veiled insult in her compliment.
I mean, it was it was a quote. Yeah, some people say he's stodgy, because apparently, I guess in Roswell, Stanton has
a bit of a
reputation.
I'm sure he does.
He's a known quantity.
Hard-nosed journalist. Also, the owner of up to 150 yards of suspenders.
Yes, and a hell of a YouTube channel.
But the other thing about Jesse's story, yes, it is creative. His story tended to change quite a bit. And because of this, UFO researchers are able to cherry pick bits and pieces of Jesse's story to fit whatever narrative they need whenever their claims are debunked. They're allowed to change the story, and they feel perfectly comfortable doing so. For example, when Marcel originally told Stanton Friedman about flying the debris to Fort Worth, he claimed that he was the pilot, that he flew the material himself. But when debunkers looked into his military history, they found that he had never actually even been a pilot, despite him also claiming that he shot down 5 enemy aircraft during World War II.
And what's funny is I did it with just my finger gun. Oh, man, it's just like, I was standing on the wing of the plane. You wouldn't believe it. Everyone said, Jesse, you're crazy. And I said, I'm crazy like a goddamn maroon.
Well, that would make you crazy.
A maroon is a type of weasel. I went out onto the wing of the plane, and I was just pointing my finger because I knew I could.
Right.
And I took down all of the Luftwaffe with just my index finger.
Isn't that's a passenger airliner?
Yes.
Innocent.
I had commandeered a passenger airliner. I was going to Toledo to see my sister get married. I gotta say, we were all...